at the end of the day, football, you have to let your players play and do what they do best. And I felt that really showed up in the playoff games.
Welcome back to another episode of Purple Rain. Thanks everybody for listening and watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We have a new guest today. Again, you see it's English, not German this week. We have Adria, our new tight end, straight out of Barcelona here in Vienna. And thanks to come here.
Well, thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah, he's straight from the airport into our new podcast studio. As you can see, we are not in my living room anymore. We are here in the beautiful Score on our football centrum in Vienna. It's owned by Alle, and he let us in.
Big shout out to Alle. Thanks for that we can film here our episodes right now.
Great setup.
Hell yeah.
And again, powered by Ioka. We will soon bring out some more details about that. And I think we jump right into it.
Perfect. I say, like the last episodes, we always start like with a little football background. If you have a new player, maybe you just start. How did you start? Where did you start? And what was on your journey right now?
Okay, well, let's start with that. It's been a long journey. Actually, it feels like it's been just a couple of days, but damn, I've been playing football since I was 15. I'm 28 now, so I started playing in Spain in a small team, Barcelona Buffals, which was one of the few teams in Barcelona where I played U16. After that, I switched teams, went to Badalona Drags, which you probably guys know them, but you played them a few years ago. And when I went to like senior team, like adult football, I changed to the Pioners of Hospitalet. I'm not sure if you guys know it.
No.
They used to be a really good team in Spain, but it's been a few years that they've been slacking a little bit.
Okay.
Let's be honest. So after that, I wanted to play college ball, which I think that's the dream of everyone playing football, right?
Sure.
So
And which college?
So let me
All
let me
right.
get antsy.
Okay.
So back in the day, and still now, it's kind of hard to get to college football, especially from Europe when your only film and only experiences in Europe. So it was a long journey. It took me like 2.5 years, more or less, to get recruited by a team. So eventually everything worked out, but it was a long process. Went to a few camps, got a few opportunities that never panned out. Like I had the opportunity to go to play in Canada, but then that team kind of sucked. So I think, let's be real, they had a bad season. So they fired like all the coaching staff. So I lost my contact person there. So it was a very long process, and it was tedious, and it was kind of frustrating because every time I was really close to make it happen, like something
That sucks.
Like something got in the way. For example, like I signed with a junior college in Buffalo, and I had my flights and everything set up. And a week before leaving, I got a letter from the NCAA saying that, I played in Spain, and Pioners was technically a semi-pro team.
Oh, so you're not allowed?
So they were like, you lost 3 years of eligibility. So at that point, I was like, okay, I have 1 year to play college football because I played in Spain. It feels a little unfair.
Yeah. How old were you back then?
I was 19.
19, okay.
19, yeah, because I played in Pioners 18, when I was 18, 19. Okay. And when I was 20, that's when eventually I left.
But it's an amateur league, right?
Yes, but we had imports. So, you know how the NCAA or like the states look at European football. They really don't have an idea of what's happening. Yeah. And I tried to do it the right way, doing like the clearinghouse, just to being straightforward to it. And it was, it kind of got tough. Yeah. But eventually, after that happened, obviously I canceled the college, like the junior college thing, because it's just, I'm not going to go to a junior college for one year. It doesn't make sense. Not. So I started looking into Division II schools, and that's when I came across University of Sioux Falls. They helped me out with all that mess, and I was able to recover 2 years out of the 3 they take away from me. So awesome. I had 3 years plus 1 redshirt, 4 years instead of 5, which
it's okay.
It still sucked, but it was better than the initial deal.
Yeah.
So in 2014, that's when eventually I went to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I didn't even know where it was at the time. Like when I got into the plane, it's like, I don't know where I'm going. I just know I had the chance to go play college football, and that was enough for me. So that was definitely an experience when I first got there.
Was it the first time in America?
It was the second time, because I was, during those years, I was lucky enough to be selected for the world team.
Oh yeah, you played in that game?
So I was in the development team in 2012, and I played the game in 2013. So that was my first 2 U.S. experience.
Did you meet any Austrian in that team that year?
Loreno.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You played with him? Okay.
Yeah.
We
played
He's
together.
over there.
Yeah, I saw the picture before. Like when I walked in, it's like, oh, I think I know this guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great guy when I met him, and like I actually also played with Meinung, like the receiver from Frankfurt, and a few other guys too. Like it's crazy how small the football world is.
The European football world is pretty tight.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah, and so it was my third time in the U.S. and yeah, I mean South Dakota, for the ones that don't even know where it is. It's very rural.
Okay.
Rural country, USA, redneck style. So for me, I mean, you know, at that point, I lived in France, I lived in Spain, but I'm from Barcelona. I'm a city guy. So landing there was definitely a culture shock.
Different. Just different.
It was great though. Like I loved my time there.
Okay.
I would say the only bad thing was the weather. It was just so cold. So cold. Okay. Like we had a couple years where it really got cold. Like the temperature was like below 50.
Okay.
Just for a couple days, but
that's tough.
Below 50. Like it was it was tough to get adjusted to that lifestyle. And basically you didn't see the sun from October to March, because you had like sun from like 8 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Damn.
So that's basically when you are either at school or working. So, and well, after that, I played 4 years there till 2018. I suffered a knee injury that kind of screwed my plans, because I was planning to play in Europe. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to stop playing after college. I know most American guys, it's just once college is done, it's over. But I mean, coming from here, knowing that there's possibilities to keep playing and traveling around, like I knew for a fact that I was going to keep playing. But on senior day, I had like a knee injury, tore my MCL, LCL, and meniscus.
In a game or in a practice?
In a game. In a game. Last game of my college career. Like
what position did you play at college?
So I played receiver my first 2 years, then transitioned to tight end my third year, and eventually we had a change of staff for my
Sorry.
Allergies are bad. Huh?
First day of allergies.
So yeah, I played 2 years of receiver, transitioned to tight end, like a tight end receiver. I mean, I don't think I got my hand in the dirt once that year. And for senior year, we changed our coaching staff, and at the time I wasn't a starter, so there was an opening to play DN, and basically give me more playing time and basically becoming one of the 3 starters, because we had a rotating setup.
At defensive end.
At defensive end. So I played DN.
Cool. How'd you like that?
It was, I mean, I wish I had more time, you know, because I transitioned to DN in January, so beginning of the off season. So I barely have a few months to learn a whole new position, and it was a lot to take in, a lot of new, because it's very technical. It's way more technical than how we played in Europe, really.
Yeah,
and
I can see that.
And our coaches were very like gap based, very sound. Like we really have a strict rule that we had to follow.
Yeah.
So it was just a big learning curve, but in a good way. I enjoyed it. I prefer playing offense.
You prefer?
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
I like scoring touchdowns.
You like scoring,
yeah,
that's all every offensive guy says. I just like scoring touchdowns.
I mean, it is what it is. Defense is fun, but I'm always going to be an offensive player. And so that kind of complicated my plans. I had to stay an extra year in the U.S. when I got treated and recovered and all this. And after that year, I had the opportunity to start playing pro in Europe, and I went to Germany with the Allgäu Comets, where they signed me as an H-back, fullback at the time.
Wow.
Yes, very. I mean, it was a good, it was a good opportunity. I was coming back from an injury. I didn't have many opportunities. My film was a bit old, and my most recent film was as a DN. So it was very complicated to sell the fact that I wanted to play offense. And well, the coach gave me a shot. Like I fit what they were looking for. So I came in there. We started running a old school offense, like I formation.
Let's
Heavy
go.
run.
Didn't work out too well. So eventually we transitioned to like a spread offense, completely different, and it worked out in my favor because I started playing tight end, but on a patch, and started playing receiver again, and I had a really good season. And as a team, not so good. We didn't make it to the playoffs, but it worked out in my favor eventually. And the year after that, I signed with Dresden Monarchs, which was a very exciting deal. Like it was a really good team.
Yeah.
It's still a really good team.
But they won the GFL last year, right? Yeah,
absolutely. So at the time they were like trying to make that happen. So I was very excited about that project. But then Corona happened, and that kind of put a term to that plan.
Sucks.
So GFL got postponed. I waited to see if there was going to be something in Europe happening, and eventually GFL got completely canceled. And after that, I was lucky enough to play. And during Corona season, one of my boys from college, Logan Dykstra, shout out, which he is now the head coach of the team we played together in Denmark, the Solrod Gold Diggers.
Gold Diggers, yeah.
Yeah. So he hit me up saying, "Hey, I'm coming here this summer to play football. Come join me. Like, I know that the GFL just got canceled. You're going to make it happen." So he put me in touch with everyone, and we made it happen, like in a week span, basically, not even, because it was very last second. Like, I was waiting to the GFL, and like the Danish league was about to begin. And I showed up, I think, like 4 days before the first game. So, yeah, it was kind of
everything on the fly.
On the fly, absolutely. But hey, I mean, I wanted to play football. I had an opportunity to play football when everyone was locked down in their houses. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So went to Denmark, stayed there for a couple months because we only played 4 games, and eventually everything shut down. But it was a lot of fun. And after that, I came back to Spain just because, well, the league was over. I had to go back home. And I signed with my former team, Hospitalet-Pionès, this time actually as a import, and played Division 2 in Spain, which, it was better than nothing. Let's put it that way.
Are they losing an import spot if they sign you, or are you just paying you? Because you're
they're paying me, but they're not losing an import spot.
Okay, so actually it's a good deal for them, kind of, right?
Yes, but it is kind of weird because teams in Spain don't like to pay for local players because they feel that, well, why am I going to play for a local guy if I can get an import guy, which is, I have my opinions about that topic. I feel like you should reward, in a way, like local players that made it further than their own country and they're actually good at what they're doing. But that's kind of like the mentality there was. But Pionès, actually, the head coach was Bart Iacarino, which is the GM from the Dragons right now. And he's a very professional guy, and he respects the people that work, and like he respects you as a player and as a pro player. So they made me a deal that was good, even though it was Division 2 Spain. So funny enough, I had Bart as my head coach, and I played with Zach Edwards, the quarterback from the Dragons too. So imagine how the season went, having him and I playing Division 2 in Spain. It was a lot of fun, huh? It was a lot of fun and pretty easy going.
So long story short, you got the title.
We got the title.
Just throw me the ball, man.
And
that was it, right? That was the playbook, right?
That was what it was. It was a lot of fun though. Like, it allowed me to be home for a while too, because I'd been traveling so much. Like, I didn't have to spend that much time at home, so it was a lot of fun. And during that time, that's when Hamburg contacted me, And our season went from January till end of May. So as soon as I ended my season with PNS, I went to Hamburg a week before the first game and played the ELF.
Sweet.
So wow. I did like between Denmark, Spain, and ELF. That was like 3 seasons back to back, basically. And
okay, wow,
it was a lot. It was a lot.
It is a lot, yeah.
By the end of the ELF, I was like, well, this time I'm taking an off season. And here I am now. That's been kind of
Vienna City. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So
really excited to be
besides
here.
football, what is your profession? What did you study at college?
Okay, so besides football, when I went to college, I was actually quite busy studying because I went to school first because I want to be a therapist, like a physio, but I didn't actually like how it was going, so I completely switched my direction with the studies, and I did journalism. I got another degree in graphic art / graphic design, and a third one in marketing. So I got 3 degrees out of college.
You're the whole package for a football team, I guess. You perform on the field, off the field. That's great.
I mean, at the time I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do with my life. Like, I knew I wanted to be in that direction, but I didn't have like an accurate idea of, this is what I wanted to do. So I tried to keep as many doors open. So, but it's been fun since then. Like, I've been doing graphic design the most compared to the other 2 things, but it's good because it allowed me to work while I'm playing, because it's, you only need a computer and you can do it anywhere, and you can have clients everywhere, and it's just not something that you have to be in a specific location. So it was a good decision.
So you're truly like living the Euroballer lifestyle. Like, what's pretty amazing. At least it sounds like. When you came back to Europe, was there the IPP program, the NFL IPP program around already? Or did you ever like think of like trying for that, like making to the NFL or something? Or was like, I'm gonna just play in Europe and travel everywhere? And
well, I mean, at the time, I wasn't really aware that was really a thing, and for whatever reason, I've never actually got the looks necessary to get into that. Last season with Hamburg, I finally got some attention, but the problem is I'm too old.
No, you're too old, right?
So it is what it is. I mean, I'm saying that those things happen for a reason, and if they
the Euroball lifestyle doesn't sound too bad.
I'm happy with what I do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a shot NFL, CFL even, but the Euroball life is not a bad life either. I mean, I've been living in it's a different way of living it. Let's put it that way. We're not making millions because
not yet.
Not yet. You're right. You're right.
You don't know what's gonna happen with this league. I mean, we all don't know.
So we're not making millions, but you get other things out of it. Like, you get to live in amazing cities, which you cannot do with other jobs. I mean, it's very difficult to relocate every 6 months with a regular job. You get to meet people from everywhere, which at the end, that allows you to create an amazing network and have friends all over the place, which, I mean, that has a lot of value.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the Euroballing style, and hopefully things go well here in Vienna. And
Hell yeah.
It's a place where I can stay a little longer,
perhaps. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Heard it here first.
More contracts. Oh, keep it slowly. Otherwise, you have to sit without the t-shirt in here. Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's easy. I did not shake it this time.
Sinks you.
It sinks you. Yeah, great. That's an amazing story till right now. So you studied in the college, you played college ball, you came back, played in Spain, and then it happened that you can transfer to the ELF. Tell us a little bit about the first hours of the ELF. I mean, how did you recognize it, and how were your first hours, the first weeks?
So I'm gonna be honest, when the ELF rumors came out, because that was back in November 2020. Yeah. Because Bart, the GM, contacted me and kind of told me about the project. I was actually quite skeptical.
We all were.
There was a lot of rumors, not a lot of info. So honestly, I wasn't sure it was gonna even happen at all,
Yeah.
But the closer we got to the date of the kickoff, like things got more and more real, and it sounded really too good to just let the opportunity pass. So that's why when Hamburg contacted me, it's like, okay, I'm in. Like, honestly, if it's half as good as they tell me it is, I mean, it's worth the shot. And it was as good as they told us. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Europe hasn't seen anything like that, media-wise, and how they generated the content. Not only the game itself, but like the product that you put for the fans, which at the end of the day, any pro sport, that's what
that's
it
the
is.
most important.
It's a product.
Yeah.
And just the fact of having TV, like real broadcasts, like you have highlights, you have like all that content. It's just, it feels like, finally it feels like pro football.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing football, like getting paid for it, but this feels like the first year that this is actually pro. I mean, it's not the NFL, but it does have like a similar taste to NFL Europe back in the days.
Yeah.
You know, it's still a growing project, and it's the first year. There's a lot of things to improve, but I feel that's finally a step towards the right direction for Europe having professional football as.
Definitely.
I think the level of football in Europe was always pretty high. So I think it's just the right platform to like show the players like that's what we got in Europe, and there's really good players around, so why not showcase that? And I think it's great. It's great that it happened, and I know it's a chance for everybody to get like pro or something, and we'll see what we'll build in the future from that. So
absolutely, I think it's a great opportunity, not only for, you know, the older athletes like myself, but like the new generations to come, because hopefully this keeps growing and actually becomes like a true platform for young talent to get a shot on the outside of the pond. So that, I feel that's really exciting to be part of something like that.
Yeah, I think that is what we as a players playing the second year right now. I mean, first year, second year, third year. It's a little bit our path too, right? We can put our effort in. We can do things like that, podcasting, talking about things, and just help the league to grow. That the younger generation who's training out there can get into that, and maybe can live sometimes from it. It's a pro football. We grow, like the people came to the stadiums, and the league is growing. So I think that's a great deal. It's a big deal, and I'm really happy in my old football days that I can like enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, I played a year already, and I can't wait for the second one to start, to be honest. Like, I had so much fun, and we were lucky enough to be part of the championship, and like, I'd never, even though we lost and that stinks, like, but I'd never been part of a game like that. So many people.
So many people, right? It was
so many people.
23,000, something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was like
crazy.
Somewhere in the 20s, but like the stadium felt packed.
Yeah.
And it was super cool venue, super cool, like all the spectacle, like all the fireworks, everything, the music, like it felt like an actual, this is the real deal.
Big stage game, Big stage game. Let us talk a little bit about the season last year, huh? I mean, you came into Hamburg 1 week before you started, as you told. How was the team then? How was the team set up at Hamburg? I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so
the first games.
So I came a little bit in a rush. Jadrian was, shout out Jadrian that played
great guy
here. He was the one that reached out to me, and he kind of pushed like the right strings to make me come to Hamburg. You know, we played against each other when I played in the GFL, so we didn't know each other, but we had like common friends and everything, so we knew of each other. So I did have him as a big point of reference when I came in, which was huge because that made my transition. I mean, coming a week before a game, it's not ideal when you have to learn the whole playbook, be on the same page with the quarterback. I mean, you know, it's football. You need to work together with 11 guys that you've never seen before, and you have less than a week to prepare for that. But he helped me make that transition very, very smoothly. So the team was very promising. I mean, we look really good on paper, and I feel like we delivered that product. We did have some issues during the season because, well, injuries happened. We lost a few guys, and obviously, I mean, it was a competitive league, so which means that you don't have easy games. Even though like we went 6-0 to start the season, I mean, every game was a fight because like all the teams were competitive, and I mean, that's one of the really cool things about the ELF. You know, playing in Europe, you tend to have those games that don't mean anything. Yeah, you know, it's going to be a blowout. Yeah. You're going to be 60-0 at halftime. And that was not the case with the ELFs, which makes playing football way more exciting than just...
And watching too, right? For the fans, it's just so much better if you just see a close game.
So we had a lot of close games. We had to fight a lot of adversity. I mean, our head coach got fired after 2 games.
Crazy.
Adapting to a new coaching style and having a new person being the leading figure of the team was a hard transition as well. But I feel we came through. At the end, we came a little bit short of what we wanted. But it got to a point where people thought that we were going to get blown out by Poland when we played in the playoffs, and we put a hell of a game. And we put a hell of a game in the final when everyone thought that Frankfurt was going to roll us over. So it sucks because we came short of the final goal, which at the end of the day, winning or losing by 1 is still a win or losing, you know. So, but I'm happy of the season we put together as a team, especially. Feel like we came really together. It was really hard at the beginning because we had such a short time to get to know each other. Yeah. So it's very hard to get to build a chemistry, which it's something very necessary.
It's the most important, I think, especially on offense, especially with the QB and receiver connection. It's like one of the most important stuff for us to succeed. Like you have to be on the same page, otherwise it's not gonna work.
So we had to fight through that through the entire season, but I felt that to the point where we made it to the playoff, we were a very united team, and that's a really good memory that I keep in my heart, even though, you know, the result was not the expected one.
Great.
So normally, I think like that's one of the other parts at the beginning. Those games, I think it felt like from the outside, maybe I'm totally off, but it was like more of a vanilla game plan, more of a simpler route concepts, or like just because everybody's new, everybody gets thrown in together and you just have to figure it out together. Do you think this gonna change this year? Then people like the offense is gonna be more complex, defense is gonna be more complex, or it's just again because a lot of people are going thrown in together because we have a month to prepare together. That's what it is, and I don't know what we can expect from this year's.
I feel that this year's gonna be completely different. Right. To be honest, like I feel the level of competitiveness is gonna be skyrocketed. Yeah. Like adding new franchises, I feel like it adds a whole new level of football, and like we bring in more talent. Like I feel like all the teams that were good last year, they got even more talent, got even better, and even teams that were not so good, I feel that they made some really good recruiting. So I feel like we can expect some really, really good football, and I mean, I feel it's gonna be more complex, more fun plays, more tricky stuff. I feel like I'm really excited to see how this year is going to play out, but I expect great things.
Yeah, I think the fact that the players know how to prepare now. It's not 1 week to game 1, and it's not 1 week to be play ready. I mean, you know it too. You have the off season, you put on weight, you lift, and then as far as you come to the season, you have the timetable, and you know how to work with your body, go into the football position. Absolutely. So going into the second year, I think there are a lot of players worked on their athletics, worked on the strength, worked on the football skills by their own.
Yeah, because there was probably a lot of players like Louis that just like finished their season and jump back into the next one, and now it's like, okay, I'll have the ELF. It's like a established league right now. I mean, more or less. Yeah. I mean, second year you can't say that, but more or less. And then like, okay, I'm gonna plan on that, and I'm gonna have my off season, then get ready.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of players had their first experience of playing every weekend, because like many leagues in Europe, like you have a lot of bye weeks in between. Yeah. I mean, all the countries I played, GFL, like we had like basically we played 1 week, we'd rest the other one, we played another one. So you had like days off. Here was like we had like 8 weeks back to back to back. I mean, that's almost like college or, I mean, pro football, but that's not something that people are used to here. So learning how to take care of your bodies and recover and like get well, because like an injury can take you out for the season when you play back to back games. So I feel like that experience would be.
Yeah. Was there any changes that you made for yourself? Like you just like from week 1, you say like, if I don't eat right, or was there anything for you that was important for you?
I was at the physio every single day I could, because like I took a beating last year. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I was finishing the games like bruised up, and it's like I need to recover. And I've always been very constant with my work ethic. Like, I have my own strength and conditioning guy that I've been working since I got out of college, which shout out Matt for Strength. He's the guy that got me where I'm at. So I've always been very conscious of like the little things I have to do to keep myself ready for games. But even knowing and doing the right things, it's a lot of effort to keep yourself healthy and luck as well.
True. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So how was that? I mean, so you had then 8 weeks. Did you thought that your level of play got better within the season? Because I think your numbers really showed out when it comes to the playoff, right? Mm-hmm. What you read about your last season, you were like one of the top targets then when it comes to the playoff game. What changed during the season for you? Is it just that you like get the connection with Adrian and you adapted the playing skills?
So obviously the connection with the quarterback, it's a big factor. I feel that since the very beginning we had a really good connection because we'd never played together, and from the get-go we're like actually understanding pretty well what we're expecting from the other one. But obviously the more you play, the better this connection gets. And I feel the whole connection with the whole offense, like we all start learning of each other, knowing how everyone runs their routes, how we can take advantage of how the other guys play. And I feel that really showed off during the playoffs. I got to say as well that they give us a little bit more freedom, talking with coaches and everything to prepare a game plan that adapted a little better to the personnel that we had, and that showed up like in the playoff game. Personally, like I feel like I play way better football in the playoffs than the rest of the season, but I also felt like I had more freedom from our coaches to do things that adapt my skill set. I mean, like going back to the Poland game, like I had a ton of catches and like half of them I didn't even have a route. It was just options. It's just Jaden and I making shit happen. To be honest, it's just get open route, and we made it happen. So, and thanks to that opened up all the guys. So I feel that everything kind of fall into place. And, you know, at the end of the day, football, you have to let your players play and do what they do best. And I felt that really showed up in the playoff games. Yeah.
I think that's one of the most important thing for coaches in Europe is like you have to work with your guys. I mean, in college, you can recruit. You need like a 6'5" guy on that position, you can get him. Or you need a fast guy on that position, you can get him. But in Europe, that's the guys you have, and that you have to work with them, and you have to build around them and what are their strengths and work it out with them. I think that's the most important.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that you mentioned that, because during my career, I met a lot of coaches that they have their system. And it doesn't matter the players they have, they're going to make it fit in that system. And that's not always the right decision, because some guys cannot play in a certain system. And as you say, I feel that you should adapt to the players you have to get the most out of them and make them better as players. Yeah. So I completely agree with you on that.
Definitely. Great. Tell us a little bit about the life of an EU import in the ELF. How was your days? You had 3 times a week practice?
Yeah, well, we had a walkthrough and 2 practices. Actually, like Hamburg, we only practiced twice as official practices. And then we had an extra walkthrough, and we had, meetings. We had meetings twice a week, and the imports we met a little bit more. We don't go to the office because the local guys still have a job. So it's still technically semi-pro, but so let me go back a little bit. So on Mondays, usually it was either, depending if we played on Sundays or Saturday, it was our day off for, recovery. Usually I spend it on the physio or going to the gym, just trying to recover myself from the game. Tuesdays was our team meeting. We'll meet together. We had to do a lot of remote meeting, through Zoom, because it was Corona time still. But if we could, we always try to meet in person. Big team meeting, then we split into offense, defense, then we split into groups, review film, prep for the opponent of that week. Wednesday and Thursday were our real practices on the field. We also meet usually in the morning. I mean, all those days I was hitting the gym in the morning, just to stay healthy, stay ready. And so we'll meet throughout the day, and then we practice at night so everyone could come. Friday, it was either walkthrough or free day, or travel day, depending of how the schedule was set up. And Saturday, we either had the day off or a game. Yeah. So it was definitely manageable. It was not the most packed schedule I had. So, but I gotta say, we did lose a lot of time in Hamburg because things were kind of spread out. It's not like here where you have like a whole setup in the same spot, which is amazing. Like we had the office like in downtown. We live kind of like in the Ulster area, and then the practice was like outside of town, which is like 40 minutes driving. So it's kind of, we lost a lot of time kind of just going from point A to point B. But
yeah, that's quite unique what we have here. We talked about like very often we have the office, we have the fields, we have the gym in the basement. We have a cooperation with a local gym chain. I mean, Fit One. Maybe you know it. So
probably will get to know it.
You will get to know it. We'll get to know it.
I'm still waiting for my band. Let's put a little bit of pressure so I get my band so I can go.
We spend a lot of time there. I mean,
yes,
we often. We don't talk to them. So how did you prepare the last couple of months? I mean, the Vikings get in contact with you. You know, okay, we met already at one player meeting. November, just to talk. And
I wasn't a Viking at the time. I was just visiting the city. Happened that there was a player meeting here.
So then you decided to sign with Vienna. How did you prepare for your second ELF season, like physically?
Well, it was actually nice to have a real off season. You know, like last season I didn't have an off season, so. As I mentioned before, I have my own strength and conditioning coach, which is Matt Fort Strength, a guy from Sioux Falls, that is amazing with everything he does. He deals with a lot of college athletes, like a lot of football, volleyball, and he has a couple UFC guys too. So he's nice. I mean, he's legit. Like it's just, you know, everyone says that, but to me, I mean, the relationship I had with him was very special because I met him after I had my surgery on my knee, and my recovery was not going too well. Like actually, like my knee treatment took me like 14 months to recover. Wow. So it was a very long process, and I had like a lot of complications. You know, I started having like chronic tendonitis, and like it wouldn't get better, and the physios didn't really know how to treat it. And it was going to be like, oh, we're not sure if you're going to be able to actually perform like an athletic level, like anytime soon. And that's when I met him. And well, he kind of just, you know, he likes like those extreme cases that are, nobody wants to give a shot to help him recover. And he kind of took me under his wing. And well, thanks to that, I'm back to
working pretty well, huh?
So after that, I kind of just kept working with him because it's someone that I fully trust, and we work together for like a long time now. So I kind of just do whatever he tells me. I have blind faith on his work.
That's the most important.
Yeah.
If somebody's like working with you for your physicals, if you don't trust him, that won't have the same effect if you trust him.
Exactly.
Like, it's so important.
And the older you get, the more picky you get with who you work with and who you trust in that aspect. So I've been doing his plan, ever since the season was over, and I think it's really paying off. Like I feel like I'm in the best shape in my life right now.
That's what I wanted to ask. I mean, talent is a tricky position a little bit. I mean, you have to be. We talked about with Bernard about that. And
Psychowitz. That is
Psychowitz. I know.
You know Bernie. And it's a little tricky position, right? Because you have to stop defensive ends. You play defensive end, you know how it is. I mean, you have to block like a tackle, but you also have to catch like a receiver. Yeah. So what were your focus during the offseason? Like speed, strength, or?
I've been doing a lot of speed lately because I feel that, speed, power, you have to work all of them. Actually, like you cannot really focus on one. It can't just go hand by hand. But I didn't really want to focus on just getting better as a overall, because as you said, tight end is just a very versatile position. So I need to be fast, I need to be strong, and I need to be explosive. So that's kind of how we face this off season, and I really feel that it paid off. Like I feel faster than last year, I feel stronger than last year. I'm moving heavier weights, and I feel lighter in my body. You know, I feel really good moving.
That's good.
So I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what you want from an off season. You know, feeling at your peak.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, I mean, tight end is a tricky position, but I love it how versatile it is. You know, I think it's a lot of fun.
Do you have any like personal goals for a season?
Well, you know, I keep myself at very high expectations. I mean, last year I ended up 4th in the total receiving yards, obviously.
As a tight end.
As a tight end. Which is, you know, I would say, I mean, I'm really happy how the last season went, but, you know, I want to keep improving from that. I had a lot of accolades and a lot of, you know, prizes from last year, but I mean, I feel that 1 year that doesn't define you as a player. I want you to be able to do that consistently. And kind of going back to what you told me about, you know, the IPP and not being able to have a shot to go to the NFL. If I cannot go to the NFL, well, my goal is to be the best tight end in Europe for the rest of my career. So, and that's one of the main reasons I came here to Vienna. You know, I mean, I saw the tight ends you got out of here. I mean,
yeah, Psychovic.
You know,
he's okay.
So I feel like that was
decent.
A little bit skinny.
He's a decent guy.
In my opinion.
But not good at PPG.
But I felt like, you know, in my career, sometimes I lacked a good coaching staff behind me to be able to push me to be the best I can be, and I feel that's the right recipe here in Vienna, and that's one of the main reasons why I came here.
Great to hear.
So,
did you ever visit Vienna before?
No, my first time was in November. So, so this is technically my second time in Vienna.
The city.
So we gotta do some sightting together and stuff.
Yes. Well, I've been here for 24 hours, you know.
Not today, but in the next couple weeks we can.
I took him out for dinner yesterday, so the first boxes I've checked. No, Vienna is a great city. I think that's the beauty here, is like great city, great people, and
great people.
Great people. I mean, you have to be a little bit of empathic, right? Because this man, for example, in the morning he's really grumpy. And as longer the day goes, as more energy he's get.
Yeah. So it's a good time right now.
You need that coffee to get going, right? You really. You can't talk to you if you haven't had some
don't
coffee.
Talk to me.
I'll take notes.
Awesome. Yeah, Vienna. How about the team? What do you say about? You saw it on the paper, of course. How about the signings? What do you say to the signings next to you, defensively, offensively?
I'm really freaking excited. I'm gonna say that, you know, being kind of fact checking everyone that we signed and got, you know, it's a small world. You ask people around, everyone knows everybody, and you know, I had a really good feedback from everybody. So I feel I'm really excited how our offense is looking. Like I feel
the receiving core looks pretty damn strong, right?
I feel it's gonna be a very dominating force in the league. So
overrated.
Yeah, you know,
just
gotta let them
talk.
talk.
To ALF memes.
You know, hey, there's gonna be a lot of haters, and that's kind of what's
cool. That's cool.
I like that too.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
If people talk and talk bad about you, usually it's for a reason. So
bunch of table tennis players here.
Big time.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to be part of this group of players. You know, and I just can't wait to get going. Feels like we still have to wait a couple more weeks till we actually start practicing, but
then it's gonna
we start in end of April.
Beginning
of May. I mean, you can practice now, but by your own. Just jogging, running, whatever you did the last weeks.
Exactly,
I mean,
basically what I did at home,
right?
but at least I get to do it here and to get used to being in a new city, which is always takes a little bit of adjustment.
And now we can use the time like just to meet, like just to get to know each other. And like that part is away, and it's only football. From May, it's just football. You just like know all your teammates, you know who those guys are, and then just go. It's gonna be way easier, I think.
And this is the longest I had before actually playing football. So like I don't even know what to do with such a long time. You know, usually I show up 4 days before a game,
and then get it.
Make a little bit of marketing and graphic work happen. Maybe for a podcast. We can do a little bit more.
We'll see what we can do.
Nice. We'll have a conversation after that. Central conferences. We play in the Central Conference. Our opponents are obviously the Raiders, Frankfurt, Stuttgart. We play your home team, Barcelona. You're a little excited about that?
Yeah, I mean, last year was so much fun going back home to play because, you know, most of my friends and family haven't had a chance to watch me play because I played professionally in other countries. So that was the first time that most of my family, most of my friends were able to come to a game, and we had a really good performance. I was able to score a pretty cool touchdown. So it was
a good time.
It was a very good time. You know, I had a bunch of haters in the stands yelling at me.
Really?
Yeah, that was a traitor for not playing with the Dragons. What? Yeah, dude, like there was a lot of haters. But it was fun though.
That's fun.
Like,
that's funny.
So I'm really excited to do a repeat this year.
How the fan culture, like Hamburg and Spain, Barcelona, is there fan culture existing? Or?
Hamburg was really good. Like the only bad thing about Hamburg is like the stadium, how it was set up. Like I felt like the fans were too far away. But even though, because like you had like
the running stuff around it.
Well,
right?
we didn't have running stuff, but it was just so weirdly set up. So the fans were really far away, but like we had a really good. I mean, we're basically sold out every single game that we played under Corona restrictions. But
still,
but there was a lot of people coming to our games, so that was. I mean, it's always fun to have a bunch of people yelling and supporting you, and then you'll go through the city and people recognizes you, and you know, there was actually some really good feedback from such a big city because
that's cool. It is a big city.
So and Barcelona as well. The only bad thing about Barcelona is it's not Barcelona exactly. It's like an hour away, so it makes it more difficult for people that actually live in Barcelona to go to a game because that takes away your entire day. Okay. But they have really good ambiance and like how it's a beautiful stadium too. It's a very nice setup, and they have a band and everything. They do tailgating, so it feels like football. You know, it doesn't feel like we're playing in a grass field in the middle of nowhere.
Great.
Is there any particular like city you're looking forward to that you? I mean, you've mostly been to everything, but you haven't been to Istanbul, right?
No, I haven't.
So that's what I'm really looking forward to.
I'm excited about the Istanbul trip.
Istanbul. Yeah, I don't know what to expect.
I don't know what to expect either, but I feel it's gonna be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, it's not too warm.
True. How was that last year? You also played through the whole summer, right?
Yeah, Barcelona was awful.
When did you play?
In July 3rd, something like that. So basically, how we're gonna play this year?
Super tough, right?
Yeah, we played in May.
May?
Yeah, we played in May.
Okay.
But I think we played during the day. I think this year we're playing at night.
Okay.
I think we kick off at 7. Yeah, it's better, but still
tough, right?
Get ready for some very bad humidity.
That's the thing. Like I really don't look forward to playing mid-August and wherever we play. It's gonna be freaking hot and it's gonna be tough.
I mean, we're in Vienna.
Huh?
Summers in Vienna are also very hot.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where we play. It's gonna be hot.
It's summer. I mean,
yeah.
Hamburg was actually, it wasn't too bad. We had a lot of rain though.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure more than half of our home games were rainy, which was, as a receiver, is like the worst thing ever.
It was funny because the last weeks it was super cold in Vienna, and our OC Danny Mitchell, he came here and he's from San Diego, so he's used to good weather. He's just like, I don't like the weather here because it was so cold. One of the more cold days this year. It's like, yeah, but it's gonna get better from now on, I think.
Well, it seems I brought the sun with me from Spain, so
it really looks
hopefully it stays like that.
Hope so too.
And allergies. It's so sick. I mean, you're strong and tall and I don't know, handsome, and then you die
from allergy
reasons. I hate it. Great, yeah. Central Conference will get very interesting.
Yeah.
Because it will be all new, totally new teams, definitely. As we talked yesterday at the dinner, also about the Raiders. You have new people coming in. You have receiver signed with Haun and Yannick, and it will be cool to play on that level. I mean, we talk about that since weeks now. Can't wait.
Can't wait either.
Yeah, I feel this is going to be a tough conference, but I mean, that's kind of what I was saying before. That's what makes it fun, right? Like,
yeah.
We don't want blowout games, or if there's a blowout, like something that's well deserved. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to play in the toughest conference in Europe, I would dare to say.
Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely. I mean, the Panthers are going to also be tough to play.
Panthers were tough last year.
Yeah.
Like we played them. Yeah, we played them 3 times, and every time it was hard. They were hard games. Like they have good players. They have on both sides of the ball, and they play hard and they play to win with a good coaching staff. So that's going to be a challenging game too.
I think one of their advantages was that there was already an existing club.
Absolutely.
And then they just build on that. I think that's one of our advantages right now in the Raiders too, because there's been a club live forever. Now we just build up and we just get people like you and other European imports, American imports, and just build. And that's pretty nice to have like the foundation with our program, with the youth program, and then just like select players, go up, and then just build on that. I think that's pretty nice. I think that's the only way it can be sustainable for the future. So I'm really happy with what we have here with the youth program.
I mean, the setup from Vienna is amazing. I mean, I've been all over Europe, and there's very few places that have like the academy and like how the follow up from players from such a young age to like the senior team. And it's just, I mean, it's very nice to see. Hopefully, like we can see that in more countries and more cities in Europe, because I feel that's the winning formula for the sport to grow in Europe. So
I think the ELF can bring that to many countries, because if there's like this could be our future, this could be our way to be professional. Maybe a lot of other clubs will start to, okay, we need a youth program, we need an academy, and then more people get drawn in, and it just grows. I hope so.
Yeah, I feel like it could get to a point where like the country leagues, like GFL, like French league, Danish league, could be almost like college football, right? And then you have the ELF, where like it's the pro football.
Yeah,
you know, so like all the players start, you know, from like local teams or academies or whatever, grow, play in their national leagues, and eventually from there you can go to the even higher level, which is professional, which obviously that's going to take a few years. Like it's not going to be 5, maybe 10, 15 years, but it'd be awesome to actually see something like that in Europe.
Yeah. One more. We have a category where we ask like rapid fire, like maybe just to round it off, because I think it was a pretty nice interview till now.
Yes.
It's how to always ask those questions. It's just rapid fire, and you just say whatever comes to your mind first.
Okay, is it A or B,
we always
just
say it's rapid fire, but then we discuss so many.
We always say that,
it's football questions. It's a not related football question. Sorry.
Not related.
Just
it's just general.
Favorite food.
That we get you know better. So, I'm done, man. I will lock me up at home for the next couple of days.
Beautiful.
It's not. I think you have to do it. Okay, let's go. You watch a lot of movies?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I think I need a tissue.
I mean, I'm suffering for you right now, man. It just pains me to see you like that.
The only time it gets good, it's when I'm in the gym, because it's closed, everything. There are no stuff flying around. So then it's great. All right. We start. A few questions. And once again, if you have questions, just send them over, and
we'll ask.
What is the best Disney film for you?
Disney film, Lion King.
Okay.
Easy. That was fast.
Easy. That was fast.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a rapid fire, isn't it?
That's what we always do. You
told me right away we rapid fire.
Okay. You watch Star Wars?
Yes.
What's the best Star Wars film?
The 5th one, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, great. Great. I think a lot of discussion points too with the other.
Well, we can discuss. I mean, I can explain my point why it's my favorite one if you want.
A lot of people say like episode 3. but I think fifth is pretty.
I mean,
pretty
episode
dope.
3. I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Okay.
Awesome.
Let's start with that.
Flo?
But episode 3 is just. I mean, have you rewatched it recently? Like the script is bad. It's bad. I mean, I still love it, and I really, really love it. But the script is just bad.
What do you think about the new ones?
Not a big fan.
They suck, right?
To be honest, I mean the 7th one, the Force Awakens is a redo of episode 4.
It is.
The episode 8 is
Makes
just
me so mad.
whatever. I think they did a semi-okay job with the
Really?
last one.
I don't know.
I mean, could have been worse. Let's put it that. I mean,
okay, fair enough.
2 really bad ones, I feel that okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, had no hope at all, and it was like okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair enough.
I can live with that.
Great.
But I would still burn them all. I mean,
Yeah.
I would set you up Flo Wigan, who helped us with the technical setup today. Thanks to Flo Wigan, shout out. He's also a big fan, so you will have a lot of talk.
Well, we're already talking about Lord of the Rings stuff, so we're gonna get into really geeky stuff here.
Best part?
Best
Lord of
part.
the Rings?
Best part.
Which book is the best?
Oh, Return of the King.
Okay. Really?
Did you read
Not the
all
Fellowship? It's just like feels like I don't know. I just like.
I don't know. I mean, I like Two Towers too. I feel like
It's just all
I
great.
like all of them.
Yeah.
It's just it just like I take the whole package, man. It's just,
Did you read the books?
Yeah, of
Yeah, all of them. Also Hobbit and everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hobbit is it's a little tedious.
a lot. I read
It's a
them
kid's
too.
book, so.
Yeah, it just has such a like slow paced
Yeah.
narrative style.
Yeah.
It's just a little hard to read, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I still like it, but it's just
Okay. Best Marvel movie?
best Marvel movie all time. Like
It's only one answer.
one answer. I mean, it's kind of hard, man. There's so many good ones.
Yeah, of course.
Just pick one. Like now you got me thinking.
Yeah, the end game.
I'll
The
express
last
my.
Spider-Man? The last
I think
Spider-Man?
no. I was going to say
Oh,
No
the
Way
last
Home.
Spider-Man was
Yes.
Was really
Yes.
freaking good. I really like No Way Home.
Hell yeah.
Spoiler, if you did not watch it till now, you should stop now.
Yeah, I did. Don't.
It's because it gives so much more room for new movies. This whole multiverse.
Yeah.
And I was like freaking out when the other Spider-Mans came in. That was amazing.
and it has a bad ending, which I feel like. I mean, I was a big comic book nerd growing up. Like I'm just opening up like that, and Spider-Man was my favorite character. And dude, every freaking Spider-Man story is a freaking tragedy. Like everyone fucking dies in Spider-Man. So I feel like they finally got something like that vibe where like it doesn't end up well. You know, I mean, where spoilers. I mean, nobody will remember them, so it's a bad ending.
Yeah.
That's really tragic.
Yeah.
It's really tragic. Sorry. I just not try to sneeze and cry.
And wait, I now want to go back to Endgame.
Okay.
I like Endgame, but I don't know. I feel it was a very daring proposal they did with the one before Endgame, the Infinity War. Like I feel that
Infinity
ends
War.
how it should, and they kill half of the people.
Mhm.
And the fact that they kind of just rewind everything, like if you take bold choices, stick to them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of my.
Okay.
Because I really like Infinity War, because I feel that's
was great.
how it should go. But then Endgame is kind of, well, we're gonna clean all that up and we're bringing everyone back, and nothing happened.
But we let Iron Man die.
Yeah?
But we let Iron Man die.
We did, yeah.
We should kill Captain America. Useless. I don't know. I don't just. Don't know.
Wow. I kind of agree with you though. I mean, it's kind of.
It's just so. Let's keep.
I agree. In
Okay.
Civil War, I was
Right?
like, yeah, dude, you're a douche. Like,
Okay, we lost Spider-Man and Captain America is useless. Alrighty. Okay, what is your favorite #1 go-to karaoke song?
karaoke song.
It's
Actually,
big in here.
so
Vienna is a
isn't
big karaoke country.
Well, I do a lot. So actually, funny enough, like this last weekend, I did like the going away party with all my close friends, and what we do is going to the trashiest karaoke we could find, and we just kill it. I can show you videos, very embarrassing videos.
Amazing.
So most of the karaoke songs I sing are in Spanish, so you probably wouldn't know them, but we did sing with one of my best friends, Eno Monta and High.
Of course.
And we got the entire karaoke vibing, so I would say that one.
That's a
nice. I'm working on after game parties in a karaoke bar. If there is a karaoke bar out there who wants to have like legit after game parties, please
that would be
get in contact.
I would sign up for that in Barbie.
Your OC is a big karaoke guy. He's a big karaoke guy.
Came to the right place.
And I mean, I'm working for a Korean company, so
you have to be into karaoke.
It's part of the business. I had to learn karaoke. Yeah, it's a job description. Yeah. You gotta sing karaoke. Nice. Okay. So favorite is In the Mountain Heinaf?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, good. I think we have to skip the confitude stuff and everything, right?
Yes.
So Mackie or Burger King?
Burger King.
Burger King. Nice. That's the right answer.
Yeah. Can't say McDonald's.
You can stay at the team.
Right?
Yeah. Not a big fan. I'm usually not a big fan of fast food though.
Yeah.
Except American fast food. That's a different story.
Pineapple on a pizza?
Yes. That was the most important question I was looking for the whole thing. That was the most important question, but now I know you're a good human being.
I mean, I would still eat it if there's nothing else because I mean, but sacrilegial. Like,
yes.
who does that?
Definitely.
You should talk with your head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Hawaiian guys, you know.
Crazy.
Yeah. What's your favorite 90s gadget? Know what I mean? Like Game Boy, yo-yo, Discman.
I mean, I would say Game Boy, like the classic one, like the brick-looking one. I still have one at home. Sweet. Spent so many hours playing Tetris. Pokemon. I was a big Pokemon growing up.
Sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too.
Gotta catch them all, boy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Backstreet Boys or Kelly Family? Kelly Family is German, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say who the hell are
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Backstreet Boys.
You know all the albums because then you also have to talk with Danny Mitchell.
Yeah.
No, I do not know all the albums. I know the basic stuff.
Second album, third song. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Okay, I got some vibes in the car that he was actually a really big fan, but I was like, oh, maybe he's just playing around. But
it's just radio. It's just radio. What is the best Super Bowl halftime show?
I really like the Lady Gaga one.
Yeah.
I don't know. They always say Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars.
Yeah, I don't know. Bruno Mars was great.
I think the last one was pretty dope.
I mean,
Okay.
The last one was good.
But from the show that
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry was
that was dope, right?
Yeah, that was really good
nice.
too.
And for me it was Shakira and Chelo.
I mean, as a Latin Spanish person, I really like that one. But I can understand that it's not for all public. So
you gotta help with my Spanish.
You had some Bad Bunny there too in that show. So
yeah.
I'm a big Latin music guy.
No, you know.
Alrighty. I think that's it for today.
Sweet.
If you want to have anything to say for the fans, I
mean, basically shout out everything and to everyone that I know. But yeah, I mean, I feel that it's going to be a really good season for us, and I feel we're going to be a really good freaking offense and fun to watch. So if you're a big football fan, you better follow the Vikings this year.
Hell yeah. Then thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Eat grapple.